All right, it's that time of the week. We're going live May 10th at 11 a.m. That's tomorrow, everyone. That's Saturday
quick.
for us. Could be a different day for you. I don't know.
Put your lists down below.
I don't judge.
I don't judge about what day tomorrow is.
Yes, put your list down below. This is where everyone gets to do the preliminary vote with likes and such. And then tomorrow in the live stream at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, that's an important detail.
That is correct.
We vote in the live stream right here on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be fun.
That's good stuff.
And we're going
to vote for the Patreon as well.
We're going to vote for the Patreon vote.
Enjoy the Patreon.
There's two votes.
There's 2 votes. We're going to do Patreon week. What is that going to be, man? 20 maybe?
Could be.
We just recorded 15.
Joe, look at us. A couple brothers wearing gray shirts.
Dude, we're just killing it.
Nice.
We got, you got gray on, pretzels and pints.
They gotta love it.
Where'd you get that shirt from?
I won it at bingo at Pretzels and Pints.
Wow, good for Mike.
Yeah.
And then someone on a video maybe a while back, they asked if we could reply to some comments.
Yeah.
So we're going to reply to a comment here.
So one of our newest videos was Remember the Time, Michael Jackson. Lots of comments.
Yes.
So we thought we'd shuffle through. We found some angry ones. We found some nice ones.
Well, I'm going to say they may
not
be,
angry, frustrated.
They may be
confused.
Angry. They may be angry, but I think we should just explain what we're using because it's just a confusion over words. So this person says, you boys have got to be accurate when referring to the Michael Jackson, especially when we are discussing vocals. Not a screamer. He is definitely on the Mount Rushmore vocalist in my opinion. So clean, so clear, so bright, and most importantly, so versatile. He could do any genre, emote, any feeling, and push and pull his voice, and there's absolutely no strain. Okay, there's more, but we're going to focus on this part. When we were using the word screaming, I don't think we mean the same thing as what people are hearing is. There's more comments about this too, about us using the word screaming. They seem to really think that we're like criticizing Michael for singing the way that he's singing or that he's doing something wrong.
Right. In which, if you watch the video, we just clearly weren't saying that at all. I don't know how it's misunderstood, but people are from different countries or different cultures, and maybe the way we speak doesn't make any sense to them. But what we meant, so we can clear it up, is we know he's not screaming. We think he's a phenomenal vocalist.
Yes.
But he does a vocal distortion technique. That's what it's called, vocal distortion, where he sends a lot of distortion into his voice, and it sounds like someone is screaming.
Yes.
But he does it in a very controlled and musical way that sounds incredible.
Yes.
Which all we did was praise his voice, so I don't know how we were misunderstood, but...
And another person says, sometimes it's so off, and I'm going to be honest, I think your interpretation of what we're saying is what is actually off.
Yeah.
Sorry to say, but...
And... it's
fine. If you and you know what I've realized, I think a lot of people hear the word oh, he's just up there screaming,
right?
And they always
take
that
as
a negative. But
no, we meant it. Well, okay. So I even said in the video that I used to be in a lot of bands that the lead vocalist was a legitimate screamer.
Yes.
And that's the kind of music I'm into. So that's the verbiage that we use for that vocal style. It's called screaming.
Yes.
But yeah, anyways. So
it's just,
we didn't mean it in a negative way. And also, me and Joe sometimes are wrong. And we don't edit our videos. We don't redo stuff. So if we misspeak, that happens. But to this point,
situation, we spent a lot of time talking about how he will be a little better, distorting his voice to emote a stronger emotion that, if done wrong, is extremely damaging to your voice.
Yes.
And obviously, he's a great singer and much more trained than Mike or I, so we might, a regular person might damage their voice, but he knows how to actually sing like that, and it's impressive because it's difficult to do that. And that's the core point of literally everything we were saying.
That's what we're saying.
As opposed to screaming being considered something that was negative, because in our terms and in our lives, that is not a negative way to sing.
Right. Yeah. It's really cool to us.
Yes.
Anyway, so there was just a misunderstanding, so we thought we'd clear that up.
Yeah.
Also, I like this comment. This is cute. It says, new sub here. Just discovered you two about an hour ago. I love that.
And this is 22 hours ago as we're reading. So only 23 hours ago.
Yeah. Says, I'm on my 3rd MJ short film video with you guys. Love your genuine, enthusiastic reactions and commentary. This is one of many MJ songs that will start playing in my brain randomly, and I love it. cannot express how much I love Michael since I assume she's talking about me.
Michael
Since
P.
I was a toddler. Well, that's a little weirder. but I can say I love anyone who respects and admires his moves, his music, his message.
And his magic.
Through. What? What is that?
I don't know.
Through. I don't know. I don't know what that reference is to.
I have to re-listen. Maybe it's something to do with the song.
MJ Forever. Well, that's very sweet. Thank you.
Very sweet.
Coco Love? Coco Low. Coco Low.
And I think there was one more that also discussed like what we were talking about.
Oh, it's all right. We can leave
but
it. There was another nice tidbit about this music video.
Oh, yeah, Mike, you were correct that you knew that Iman was David Bowie's wife.
Oh, yep. I did know that. And she's not only just David Bowie's wife, she's a wonderful model, actress, and I believe she had her own makeup brand.
But yeah,
Oh yeah, people just
other people were also if you're shredding your voice, you're screaming. It once again. We are not. Everyone's getting hung up on the word screaming. It's totally.
It could also be an age thing.
Yeah,
these could be older people where that word means something specifically negative when it comes to vocalizing.
Yeah.
Whereas our younger generation, like screaming is cool.
Or at least our middle generation, even.
Yeah.
And
like, screaming to me when I was a teenager was cool.
Yeah.
So like I think it's awesome.
And also, well, and once again, screaming was the word that we used. It's a semantic argument. They're mad at the semantics. They're not actually angry at.
Right.
They're just angry at the idea that we use the word screaming.
So here's another one from Wilder Hoopfer. And I just thought this was a nice little tidbit about the music video. So obviously Magic Johnson's in it. He plays a pretty big role. Said after Magic Johnson was diagnosed with AIDS, or it must have been HIV, I guess. We don't have to get into those semantics. No one wanted to work with him anymore. Michael reached out to him, spent a lot of time with him, and told him how to get inner strength to cope with the media onslaught and situation. He also made a big statement by then, making clear that he stands by Magic Johnson by including him in this video. Man, that's such a great thing for Michael. Because as Michael Jackson or any famous pop star at the time, you don't have to do that.
No.
It is a statement. It's saying like, hey, he's still a human being. He's still alive.
And also by the early 90s, I'm pretty sure it like to understand how HIV works, it's a pretty big like it's just ignorance to keep him away and stuff like that. Also understand that's like, hey, this isn't an illness that is, or a virus that is spread through coughing or something like that. Like, it's not airborne or anything like that. It's actually very different, and it doesn't mean anything about a person. Also, just the massive amounts of hatred towards gay people at that time. Yeah, and using that as a way to drive their anger is just ridiculous. Yeah, so I thought that, because in my mind, I didn't know at what point this music video came out and at what point it was publicly known that Magic Johnson had contracted HIV. So apparently this was afterwards. Yeah. After it was publicly known. So that's... Because that happened in, 91 maybe? I always remember because Magic Johnson was still playing basketball at a very high level, and he had to retire because of it. Oh. And then he came back and played again years later. But then he was actually older, and wasn't as good as he used to be. But he was not that old. Like he was oldish, but he was probably 33. Like he definitely had still alive today. 34. I know. Isn't that amazing? It is. That's cool. Scientific advancements. Wow. But anyway. Anyways, yeah. And then the other thing I saw a lot of people were talking about MJ's smile, because we brought that up. Oh. Yeah. And in this video, he has a moment where he gives this classic smile, and it was amazing. It's like radiant. I didn't. Yeah, it's radiant. I didn't realize that, but then a lot of the comments, people are saying like, yeah, one of the best parts about him was his smile. It's so magical. And I was like, yeah. And it was always that way. Always, yeah. Even when he was a kid. Yeah, when he was out there singing smile, I Want You Back with that big smile on. Yeah. Amazing. Anyways, yeah, I don't think there was any
Oh, yeah, some people were bummed we didn't talk more about the dance break choreography. But to be fair, this video was like 80 minutes long.
Yeah.
So
It was 9 minutes long.
there was just a lot to go over.
Yeah.
And the part that struck me the most was his vocal performance. I thought it was incredible.
Yeah.
And then, there was also someone wrote like the audacity of, wait, what was...
Oh, this is the most
yeah.
disrespectful music video. I love it, though. How do you walk into another man's house, flirt with his wife, and have her reminisce on all the times you've had, and proceeding to kiss her? Mike was out of pocket.
I know. That's wild. Yeah. Eddie had all right to be upset by everything Michael Jackson was doing.
Eddie Murphy.
Edward Murphy.
Murphy, yes. Is
Mr. Pharaoh Murphy.
Mr. Murphy. Oh, my goodness.
Dang.
Yeah, so we start this up reading some comments during this video. I think it helps.
Read some positive ones, read some negative ones.
Answer some questions and clarify our words. So, once again, I think the screaming is just a semantic thing. We are not trying to discredit Michael Jackson by anything that we said.
Well, I was secretly trying to discredit. They were kind of right.
They saw right through you.
No, it was just a misunderstanding. And that happens, and that's okay. So, once again, we'll see you tomorrow at the live stream, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Down below and like everyone's list. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.